Hi, my name's Ben from Great Britain Estates. I'm with my good friend Nat Ciccone, and we're giving our top tips for property investors. Today we're talking about how do you find the right investment property. So Nat, how do you find the right investment property?
Well, this is a really in-depth answer. But here at Great Britain Estates, the pension fund manager actually certifies the property that we have to offer as investment grade. And what that means is there's an enormous amount of research that's gone in to ensure that that property is going to be a sound investment over the long term.
So obviously that's the best case scenario to have it certified as investment grade. But if someone was going out to find their own investment property, what sort of things, as far as the location, what would they be looking for?
Well, one of the first things is obviously looking at locations where there is a forecast for growth because of regeneration that's been put into the area, and properties are going to see a large increase in a short amount of time. There may be new transport links coming into an area. Other factors can be places where people want to live and work. There are places for young people to go out to work, and obviously the type of property that they would want to live in. So new build, 1-2 bedroom properties typically can obviously be a real highlight for that type of clientele.
So let's talk about that a little bit more. We've talked about location, so let's actually talk about the actual property and what someone should look for in a property, or what they should avoid.
For sure. So, obviously the main thing is, what is that property going to cost you? Because at the end of the day, that's going to have an impact on your yields. Clearly, as far as avoiding types of property, what we would say is if you're really wanting to ensure that that's going to be a good return on investment in the long term, if you're going for a very expensive property, a very large property, that if the market changes, you might not be able to let out. That's probably something to avoid because you're wanting to make your portfolio recession proof, if you like. So in the same breath, you could take an HMO as an example. It could give you very, very high yields, at a certain point in the market. But if the marketplace changes, all of a sudden, you can't get students in there anymore because potentially the local universities built purpose-built blocks, for example. That becomes a property that you can't sell and you can't tenant. So again, it's looking at sort of everyman properties, those 1 and 2 bedroom properties, typically that young people in new builds that they want to live and work in. It's identifying properties that are going to be tenantable, whatever the market's doing.